Racing on Saturday takes place out at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. We are racing out at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth as well as Turf and Teams. So it is a double header on the local front, and looking forward to the 9 races on the program down in the Western Cape, with race number 1 set to get underway at 12:35. The bipod will commence with the running of race 2, place accumulator in race 3, and the Pig 6 in race number 4. Joining me in studio is Graham Hawkins. And Graham, how are you doing?
All good, thank you. Another interesting card at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, as you've mentioned, a double header. First race 12:35. I've had a look at the weather forecast. Nice cool conditions for racing, but no chance of rain. So the Cape winter hasn't yet really arrived. We've had a little bit of rain. The track has softened up a touch, I guess, from the firmness of the summer. But this winter hasn't settled in yet.
Well, let's get into race number 1, which is the maiden juvenile plate, set to be run over the 1200 meter trip. 12:35 is the off time. And horse number 12, Bank Street, tops the boards at 33-10. Not much to choose between these two. That's number 7, Turbo 20, who's at 7-2. Express Yourself, a 1.8 million rand purchase, is at 4-1. It's 11-2 about late December. Sail the Seas from the Justin Snaith Yard as well, 12-1 into 7-1. That was a 500,000 rand purchase, and then it is 8-1 and better bar those. Now, having a look at the comments regarding these 2 first timers from the Snaith Yard. Number 1, Nice Type will run a reasonable race on debut, and then number 5, Nice Type 1 to follow. And given that they spent quite a bit on both these horses, they obviously would naturally make some appeal on debut.
Yes, obviously Justin doesn't always fully tune them up to win on debut. They generally improve from their first run going forward, but Richard Fourie is obviously a significant booking for number 5, Express Yourself. And I think we'll have a better idea as we get closer to race time. We've seen in recent times that the betting can change quite a lot as we get closer to race time. Horses that were backed in the anti-post market suddenly drift out to big odds. So from a form perspective, there's not much to choose between Late December and Bank Street on the Otaniqua form. Late December offers some good each way value, I think, on that basis at around 6 and 7-1, while Bank Street is an uneasy favourite. It's an uneasy anti-post betting market. Bank Street easy to back, Turbo 20 easy to back, Late December easy to back, and those are the ones that bring the best form into the race. So there's obviously respect in the marketplace for both numbers 1, Sail the Seas, who's already been backed in from 12s to 7s. Express Yourself, if they really fancy it, the 4-1 won't last. It will shorten further before race time. And then even number 2, Captain West, first timer from the Brett Crawford stable, working well, that's the word from the stable. Son of One World, they're setting the tracks alight, so where you see a first timer by One World and the comments are positive, then you've got to take note. So not an easy start to the day. Fortunately, not in the exotics, doesn't form part of the bipot. My hesitant first selection would be number 10, Late December, ahead of number 12, Bank Street, and number 7, Turbo 20. But if one of the first timers were to win, I wouldn't be surprised.
You've certainly got to keep a very close eye on the betting market, and if one of the first timers continues to find support, well, then they could possibly be the right one in the race. Moving along to race number 2, the start of the bipot, 1200 meters, the maiden juvenile plate. 1 is the off time, and 8-18 is the favorite, even money favorite. The Pulga is at 9-2. It's number 3 at that's Cumbre Vieja at 11-2. Crim is at 7-1, and then it's 14-1 and better bar those. Now, I think we all expected 8-18 to get the job done last time out, but just reported stayed on one pace. He just did not improve on his debut effort when second behind Ramaphosa, and I think with Richard Fourie in the irons, I think that this was I don't think there'll be any mistakes on Saturday.
Got to be a clear first choice, number 10, 8-18. And if you are playing the bipod, the place accumulators, my suggested bet today. It does look as if you can bank on number 10, 8-18. But I think we did that last time as well, and then went out when he ran third behind Surge of Power. But this looks a little thinner. He's certainly on the evidence of the Ramaphosa form. Has got number 3, Cumbre Vieja, nicely held, and he's had the experience of another run. La Pulga made his debut in what was a limited maiden when beaten 3.5 lengths by Connery. Connery was winning after many attempts in the maiden ranks. So it all points to number 10, 8-18 as being one of the better bets in the card. For me, I'm relying on Be Merry in the 4th race. I'm relying on Marshall Field in the last race. Maybe this is the start of a 3-horse all to come with those other 2, 8-18 in the 2nd race. But there is a measure of support for number 7, Crim. That has found a touch of support in the anti-post market. Didn't run too badly on debut, so plenty of scope for the son of Vercingetorix. Should get into the money and certainly want to consider... Very well bred. Certainly want to consider for your trifectas and quartets. And then watch out for number 6, Circumbendibus. They believe him to be quite a nice horse. He might need the experience first time up, but he could easily run into the money. But it all points to 8 on 18.
That's race number 2, horse number 10, the top selection in the start of the bar part. Moving along to race number 3, the start of the place accumulator, which is Graham's suggested bet. 1400 meters the distance. This is a maiden juvenile plate for the fillies. 13:45 is the off time, and your favorite is number 5, White Waters, at 15 to 10. Dixieland Band is at 22 to 10. 28 to 10 about Pentolina, and then it's 14 to 1 and Better Ball though. So Vaughan Marshall seems to hold a strong hand with 2 of the top 3 in the betting market, and I think that this filly White Waters could just be the right horse in the race. Last time out, I think we did the show and we expected her to get the job done that day, although Kind of Wonderful did run a nice race, and I thought Kind of Wonderful was actually a bit unlucky of a couple of weeks ago when she did run. It seemed to be a bit of an awkward ride there for Sean Veal, but I think that this filly could go close to getting the job done. You've obviously got to have respect for 4 and 11.
I think it's an absolute three-cornered contest, and as you say, Vaughan Marshall's got a strong hand with 5 White Waters and 11 Pentolina. I'm going to stick my neck out and suggest that Pentolina might be the better of the 2. I wouldn't be rushing to grab the 15 to 10 White Waters. Pentolina's had the experience around the turn, as has Dixieland Band. They've both run over the 1400 meters. On the Kind of Wonderful form, there's not much to choose between Dixieland Band and White Waters. White Waters did, I don't know, it was a strange race that she ran because was never really in contention and always seemed to be struggling to get into some kind of a rhythm. Clearly the extra should suit her, being by Erupt out of a parade leader mare, drawn nicely in gate 5. I think it's a three-cornered contest. I've in fact gone with numbers 4 Dixieland Band and 11 Pentolina in the place accumulator, but I think they're going to run just about 1, 2, 3. My top choice in the race would be number 11 Pentolina, ahead of Dixieland Band and White Waters. There are 3 scratchings in the race, numbers 3, 14 and 15. When you look through the rest of them, they don't add up to much.
Yeah, certainly. And number 11 Pentolina, well, if she jumped on terms last time out, I think the result would have been a lot different. She probably would not be in this race here, but she's going to be the top choice in race number 3. Moving along to race number 4, a maiden plate for fillies and mares over the 1200 meter trip. Horse number 6, Be Merry, is your favorite at 16 to 10. It's 33 to 10 about number 7, Charlene, 7 to 2, Ellerix, and then it's 17 to 2 and Better Ball though. So you mentioned number 6, Be Merry, as a horse that you will be playing around on the day, and second to Furious Queen last time out to was a winner on debut, and I think this filly stepping up in trip could just be the right move.
Yeah, last week I was all in on Tambourine Man. He got the job done. I'm all in this week on Be Merry. You know, Charlene and Ellerix, they've had more than their fair share of chances. I guess you wouldn't be surprised if either Charlene or Ellerix were to win. You can expect improvement from number 10, Best Thing Ever. But I like the first 2 runs of Be Merry. Third to Tanneron on debut, second beaten half a length by Furious Queen, coming along the right way, stepping up from the 1,000 to the 1,200 meters, should be absolutely in her favor. At this time of the year, particularly over sprint distances, 2-year-olds that have shown form, I will always be in their camp against older maidens who are limited and well exposed. So Be Merry fits that bill for me. She's a banker in absolute everything, and I'd be disappointed if she didn't win.
That's horse number 6, Be Merry, 2-year-old daughter of Lancaster Bomber, all in a camp in race number 4, which is the start of the pick 6. Moving along to race number 5, 1,600 meters the distance. This is an open maiden. 14:55 is the off time, and it is the start of Jackpot 1, where horse number 4, Greenland, is at 3 to 1. Azuri is at 7 to 2, 11 to 1 about Amantio. It's Red Rackham at 13 to 2, Thames Knight at 15 to 2. And then it is double figures about the balance. Number 15, Tsunami Warning, is the scratch-in. So that leaves us with a field of just 14 runners to compete in race number 5. Now, Graham, having a look at this race, last time out, I expected a bit more from Azuri, and I thought he'd go close to getting the job done that day. But I thought he ran an okay race. Aldo de Meyer takes a ride He's got a deep draw to contend with once again, but I think he'll be in the firing line.
Should be in the firing line. I've now given up trying to make sense of open maidens. Every time we come across an open maiden, I try and narrow down the list of potential winners and then end up with a huge result in the pick six or the jackpots or whatever. I mean, the obvious horses here are 4 Greenland, 6 Amancio, 10 Azuri, 13 Red Rackham and 14 Tams Knight. That's the obvious short list. But we've seen upsets in this class of race before. Suddenly a horse like Lord Quinn comes to light, or Juan Lepin runs the kind of race he ran 2 runs back when a close 5th behind Baton Rouge. Suddenly Rainbow Colours improves. Silver Idol might be on the improve. That is one that is pretty lightly raced, but it's got 61 to shoulder in the open maiden. So for me, it's wide open. You've got to go as wide as possible. Hopefully, Be Merry as a banker in the first leg of the pick six wins for us. And I'm going to throw the field in here because these horses are all struggling to win a race. I mean, Greenland's had 10 attempts to win a race. Amancio, slightly less, may have more scope for improvement. Azuri, certainly coming along the right way. Red Rackham, they've expected more, has failed to deliver, but could suddenly come to light. Tams Knight, obvious claims on his best runs, but I can't give you much help here. My marginal first choice would be number 10 Azuri. If I was forced into a corner, make an outright selection, Graham, we demand that of you, then I would be in the camp of number 10 Azuri.
Place accumulator?
Yeah, I've gone pretty wide. I've got 4 horses. Obviously, I've put that perm forward before the scratching of number 15, Tsunami Warning. So we're all of 4, 10, 13 and 15. I might be inclined to leave 15 in and get the tote favourite double up, or I'll make my decision closer to race time. As you know, we record the show Friday morning before race day, so Tsunami Warning obviously only came out this morning.
4, 10, 13 and 15, the numbers that Graham has included in the place accumulator for race number 5. Race number 6, a class 4 over 1400 metres, 3:30 is the off time, and race 6 will be the start of jackpot number 2. Steadfast 2-1 favourite, Montlucier at 5-2, Kyriakou is at 5-1, Dragonfly at 6-1, and then it's 8-1 and better bar those. Now Steadfast, last time out you did mention that he's a horse that can pop up and win, and you liked his chances a bit at around 8-1, and I thought he won a nice race. JP van der Merwe aboard once again. He's only gone up to 3 points, so you'd be inclined to believe that there could be more to come with him with his confidence restored.
Yes, 2 runs back. We were big on Steadfast at a big price. He ran 5th. And then I know the betting shows 11-2 out, 8-1, but I got some 12-1 last time, and he did us a good turn by beating Slurry Kane. I think he might be heading in the right direction. He's only gone up £3 for that victory. So he remains my first choice. But clearly at 5-2 is less of an attractive proposition than he was at 12-1 last time. I think this is a very, very competitive Class 4 handicap. Give chances, and have included in the place accumulator, and I know this is going to irritate you, I've included numbers 2 in the bag, 3 Montlozier, 4 Steadfast and 6 Kyriakou, which means I've left out the one horse you've been following for a while now, and that's number 7 Dragonfly. But all of that being said, on a serious note, Dragonfly clearly has a bright chance of arriving in a race of this nature. But I've already put 4 horses in. I didn't want to put 5 in, but so my top choice would be number 4 Steadfast, ahead of number 6 Kyriakou, then number 3 Montlozier, 2 in the bag and 7 Dragonfly. But it is a competitive Class 4 handicap and smallish field. I'm not sure you need to look outside of that list of 5 for the potential winner in pick 6 and jackpot perms, but it's up to you. If you're going to put 5 out of 9, or you're going to leave 4 horses out, I'm going to take that chance. I'm going to put those 5 in, leave the other 4 out. So I'm going Banker, Be Merry, the field in the second leg, that open maiden, and then 5 horses here. And I'm going to be relying on Marshall Field in the last, but we'll get to that just now.
Number 4 Steadfast, definitely the horse that you could follow up on that latest success, but a couple of other horses that you can include in race number 6, and number 7 Dragonfly, if he puts his best foot forward, well, he'll certainly be in with a shout. Race number 7, which is going to be around over 1400 meters. This is a Cape A Stakes. 4:10 is the off time, and here your favorite is number 3 Weekend Goal Night, a weak favorite at 4-1. Cafe Culture is at 9-2, Sugar Mountain at 11-2, Zapatias is at 11-2. It's 6-1 about Port Louis, 7-1, and better bar those. Now, it does look to be quite a trappy contest, Graham, and I'm glad to see Zapatias back in action. He's obviously not going to be fully wound up for this outing, returning off a 293-day layoff, but he's taken on some top quality sorts, and we obviously know he went extremely close. Well, he actually won the Guineas when beating Supreme Warrior and in KZN, and I always thought he'd be a horse that would kick on with his career. He hasn't really done that. He's only won 3 times, but I think he's a horse that I think we can follow.
I chatted to Brett Crawford. I spoke to him during the course of the week because it's great, as you say, to see Zapatias back in action. He suffered a knee injury in the Champions Cup. He's had knee surgery, which has kept him off the track for a long time. But he's had a grass gallop. He's done a lot of work on the treadmill. Brett assures me he's in a very good space. Hard to give confidence when you're bringing a horse back off such a long rest following knee surgery. Knee surgery in humans and in athletes and horses is a serious injury and a serious medical condition. He's weighted to win this by a country mile. He's rated best rated column well clear of the undefeated Sugar Mountain. I say undefeated over this track and trip, 4 from 4. I'm going to play 2 perms. In the one, I'm going to take my chances and bank a Zapatias. Just in case he comes back in good space. He only needs to be 90% fit to blow this field away on best form. But clearly we can't rely on him. So I'm going to be taking 2 perms because the rest, this is a hell of a race. There are not too many that you can draw lines through. So it all hinges on the well-being of Zapatias. He's drawn in pole position. Liam Cotway has decided to ride him ahead of the stable companions, which are Future Prince and Port Louis. Port Louis is great backup for the stable. The one horse that I think will go close is San Pedro. I think he's taken on a new lease of life. He's got 52.5 on his back from a neat draw. So I make San Pedro my second choice behind Zapatias. Then I'm going with Port Louis and Cafe Culture. Also gave Candace a ring in the week before preparing for this show. And of course, Sugar Mountain's track and trip record speaks for itself, 4 from 4 over track and trip. But he did go to the Highveld to run in the Champions Challenge, in the Horse Chestnut Stakes. He's come back, he's doing well at home, but I sensed from Candace that she had the feeling that he might just need this run. But clearly you can't leave a horse out that has that sort of record over this track and trip. But then, as you mentioned, we can go all night. Cafe Culture, Port Louis, we mentioned. Silver Operators, record over this track and trip is 5 wins from 7 starts. But from the worst draw of all, and with 61.5 on his back, it's going to be tough for him. So, as I said, it all hinges on Zapatias. If he comes out racing, if he comes out fresh, if he comes out in the mood and feeling good and feeling sound, he can blow this field away from the inside gate. But equally, he could run out of puff over the last 300 meters and be found wanting, and then it's going to be an absolute cavalry charge. But I have enjoyed the way that San Pedro has turned the corner. I've enjoyed the courage that he's shown. He's going to feel he's running loose with 52.5 on his back, and Zapatias aside, he could be the leading light in the race. But it's very, very tough. It's a great race. It's going to be a great spectacle.
Yeah, certainly an interesting contest, race number 7, and no doubt the race of the day. Moving along to race number 8, and this will be a class 4 for fillies and mares over 1800 meters. 16:40 is the off time. Favorite is number 7 Hampstead Heath at 28-10. 4-1 about number 3 Plum Pudding. 9-2 Summer Night City. 6-1 Basic Maneuvers, and then it's 6-1 Catalea. 10-1 and Better Ball those. Now this filly Plum Pudding, she's clearly got ability, and she won straight out the maiden. She won in good style last time out, beating Summer Night City. She's gone up 6 points for that victory, and on a mark of 83, it could perhaps be a fair mark for her, given that she's quite upwardly mobile. She's won 2 in a row, and from a 3 draw, I can see her winning again.
Absolutely. Look, on maiden form, Hampstead Heath has got a number. She ran second behind Hampstead Heath, where we're going back to the 3rd of March. Hampstead Heath was giving her 0.5 kilogram. Now Hampstead Heath receives 1 kilogram. So on that kind of form, then Hampstead Heath has got the measure of Plum Pudding. But I've got the feeling that Plum Pudding has stepped forward since then, whereas Hampstead Heath has had two very good runs, two consistent runs, placed in both of them over a mile. Hampstead Heath steps up to the 1,800 metres. Richard Fourie retains the ride. Perhaps he even suggested to Adam Marcus, look, we can go a bit further with this filly now. Plum Pudding has been there, done that, and got the T-shirt over 1,800 metres, beating Summer Night City by a comfortable margin. Summer Night City is now 4 kilograms better off for that. So I expect them to run a lot closer, and I think the value in the race certainly lies with number 5, Summer Night City. She's knocking very loudly at the door. She's a year older. She's got 53 on her back. Plum Pudding's got 60 kilograms. Hampstead Heath's got 59.5. And the form book suggests that Summer Night City's certainly in with a chance with that 4 kilogram swing. So my top choice would be number 5, Summer Night City, ahead of Plum Pudding and Hampstead Heath. It looks like you can limit your potential winning selections to those 3, but I do respect the fact that money came for number 6, Could It Be, last time, backed in from long odds. In fact, I know it says 14 to 1 into 11 to 2. There was 20 to 1 available. They were climbing, and eventually I tumbled all the way down to 11 to 2. Didn't run too badly. Fourth behind Ice Rain, was comfortably beaten by Hampstead Heath on that occasion. But there must have been something there for them to put the money on. So watch out for a better run again from number 6, Could It Be. But I'd be surprised if the winner came outside of 3, Plum Pudding, 5, Summer Night City, and 7, Hampstead Heath. And I think at the current odds, Summer Night City, good each way value.
Yeah, I think Andre now will have a good line between Plum Pudding and Ice Rain as well. And I think at this point in time, I just think Plum Pudding is a far more progressive horse. Would you agree with that?
That's what I think. I think she's made more progress, perhaps. You can't be definitive about that, yes, because Hampstead He's done nothing wrong in defeat. But I do think that Plum Pudding, and we've heard it from Corne Orfa and the connections, that she's just getting better with each and every run.
3, 5, and 7, the horses that you could perhaps narrow your selections down to in race number 8. Race number 9, the final race on the day, 2,000 meters the distance. This is a class 4. 5:15 is the off time. Favorite horse number 4, Marshall Field, at 22 to 10. 28 to 10 has been snapped up. Graham has got on here already at 28 to 10 and
33 to 10.
33 to 10. Well, there we go. You've got on already. Now he obviously won a nice race last time out, Graham, and the manner in which he won was quite encouraging. And I think I have to agree with you that he could just be hard to beat here.
Well, he's been penalised £6 for his last wins, but he's always given the impression that he's got the ability to win his way through the divisions and be better than Class 4 standard, ending up somewhere around Class 2. And the way he won last time, he won with authority. But let's not forget he beat Twice the Master, and Twice the Master is limited. But he meets the same kind of field here. You've got to have respect for number 7, Sudden Song. Has been a while since it won, 483 days since Sudden Song last tasted victory. But off a mark of 75, he's consistent, he never runs a bad race. In fact, Sudden Song sets the standard, so whatever beats Sudden Song in this race will probably win it. Blue Bay has scope for improvement. Diamond Rock is dropping down the ratings, but DeMeo puts up 0.5 kilogram. We were on Lockheed Lightning last time in a big way. We got the cash, but that was an open maiden. He steps up in class here. I don't fancy him at all. And Damio, recent maiden winner, might have scope for improvement. On past best form, Mr. Monocle can surprise. But there are many tricky legs in this pick 6 and in these jackpots 1 and 2. So I'm going to rely, as I said throughout the show, on Marshall Field to close things off. I was impressed by his last win, and I think he might be capable of winning off this mark of 80 and progressing further. If he were to get beat, or if you're looking for one horse to cover, then I would go with number 7, Sudden Song.
Yes, Sudden Song, super consistent, sort seldom far off the action, and should give you an honest run for your money. But horse number 4, Marshall Field, is the top selection in race number 9, and hoping that Richard Fourie can round it up with Lucinda Woodruff being the trainer. We're going to move along to the suggested bet now, and Graham will take us through his suggested bet, which is a place accumulator, and the PA will get underway with the run-in of race number 3 at 13:45. So Graham, take it away.
Thanks, Rahil. Here's the suggested place accumulator perm, going with numbers 4 and 11 in the first leg. That's Dixieland Band and Pentalina. Then bankering number 6B, Mary, for me, she's an attractive bet on the card. I think she's going to shorten in from 16 to 10 to closer to even money. I think we've all had enough of Charlene and Ellerix. Thirdly, going with numbers 4, 10, 13 and 15. 15 Tsunami Warning is now a scratching, so you can either leave it and try and double up with the favourite, or you can throw one other into that race. So 4, 10, 13 and 15 in the third leg. Then numbers 2, 3, 4 and 6 in the fourth leg, and numbers 1, 4, 6 and 11 in the fifth leg, which is the best race on the card. The Cape A Stakes over 1,400 metres, which sees the return of Zapatias. 1, 4, 6 and 11 there. Then 3 and 5 Plum Pudding and Summer Night City in the penultimate leg, and bankering number 4 Marshall Field. And I think the early double that makes some appeal is 8 and 18 into Be Merry.
Races 2 and 4, I think it is. And Graham, thanks very much. Obviously looking forward to the card on Saturday, and hopefully we've managed to guide the guys in the right direction.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope the key horses win. There's some tough races, but if the key horses win, then you've got a chance.
8 on 18, Be Merry and Marshall Field are 3 horses that you can possibly play your bets around on Saturday. But all the best, and hopefully you find yourself in the winner's queue.